Hello, welcome to Women's Financial Empowerment Group. I'm your host, Ruth Agbaloso. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. If this is your first time, please subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Please go ahead and like, share, do all those wonderful things, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know whenever I upload a new video. On this channel, I discuss all things financial. So you're gonna wanna come back over and over to see what I have in store for you. I am a financial coach, and it's my job to help you get from point A to point B in your financial journey. So if you feel like financial coaching would be right for you, go ahead and see my information in the description box, and let's figure out whether or not we'd be a good fit to work together. Today's video is a continuation of the last video that I did about reducing debt. And the whole thing is reducing debt on your journey towards building wealth. I will go ahead and link that video on reducing debt if you haven't watched it yet. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and welcome my good friend, Annette Harris from Harris Financial Coaching. Hey, Annette, how are you?
Hi, Ruth. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be back again.
I'm excited too. I love it when we get together and talk about these money topics, whether we're on Instagram, Clubhouse, wherever. It's always a pleasure to have you. And I believe that we share really important information, and people have reached out to me and let me know how much they loved our last segment. You did a wonderful job. So I already told our viewers that we're going to continue, and we're going to talk about wealth building today. So let's get right into it. What's your first tip for wealth building?
So my first tip for wealth building is to establish goals. So establishing short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals is of the utmost importance. And to do this, you can use the SMART method. Using the SMART method, you set goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Setting these goals and writing them down helps you to stick to your goals.
Awesome. And you know what? I actually have an infographic that I made utilizing the SMART goals, and I also put my own spin on it. And it has been really helpful to clients as well as myself, because I always use whatever I sell. And also my 12-year-old, he was able to work on a personal goal that he had and achieve it. So I highly recommend it, and I'm going to link it below. My first tip that I have is about setting and sticking to a budget. Lots of people set budgets, but they don't stick to it. And just like any tool that we mention, if you do not utilize the tool or use it correctly, it's not going to work for you. So budgeting is really important. What it does, allows you to see where your money is, where it came from, and where it's going. That is highly important if you want to build wealth, because you want to be able to control where your money is. And you won't be able to do that unless you have a clear plan. So budgeting allows you to have that clear plan. And one area of budgeting that I really like to highlight, which is another tip of mine, is reducing your spending less. So for each segment, you're going to have a certain portion of your income go towards it. I suggest in an area where maybe you used to put 50% of your income, maybe reducing that to 40% of your income. And there's several ways that you can do that by taking a look at, whatever it is that you're spending and figuring out ways that you can just spend less on whatever items you're spending on. So whether it be groceries, clothing, whatever it is, just figure out ways that you can tweak it. Those little tweaks to spend less will really help you in the long term. What do you think about that, Annette?
Absolutely. Spending less is really important. And then once you've identified ways to spend less money, say on your groceries, then you can figure out ways that you can save and invest. So the easiest way to save is to save automatically. That's setting up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account, or from your paycheck to your savings account as well, in addition to your checking account. And then once you've identified those savings methods, you can identify ways that you can invest. So there's different methods of investing. One is through your employer, through your retirement plan, 401k, 403b, just increasing your investments into that by 1% or a couple of dollars. Then there's a low risk option, which is the savings bonds. So these are long-term investments where you get interest on your income and you can continue to build your wealth. Then through your financial institution, you can use items like certificate of deposits. These are short-term or long-term investments that range from 3 months, 6 months, to up to 3 years, where you're telling the bank that you can borrow this money from me if you pay me this amount of interest. And that includes compounding interest on the money that you have put into the certificates of deposits. So Ruth, what are other ways that you can build wealth?
Well, I highly recommend having multiple streams of income. And actually, you touched on one of the points that I wanted to make, investing. Investing is a way that you can make income aside from your regular job or business that you do, because you can make money investing while you're sleeping. Having multiple streams of income does not mean having multiple jobs. And a lot of people think about it that way, but that's not what it's all about. I highly recommend you not pursue several different jobs, because you're going to burn yourself out trying to make money on your way to building wealth that you won't even get to enjoy. So I recommend finding ways that you can make passive income. And what passive income is income that you're not actively doing something to make every single day, but it's making money for you behind the scenes. For instance, if you sell a course, or if you sell a book, or things like that. But there's other ways. You can also have a side business. Of course, that requires more time. At times, it depends on what the business is. But whatever it is that you decide to do, the important thing is that you're not relying on one source of income in order to build your wealth. So for instance, you've seen with the pandemic, so many people lost their jobs, and they may have had really high paying jobs, but now they don't have those jobs. So what happened to their plan to build wealth? It has gone down. So it's important not to rely on that 9-to-5 job to build your wealth, but have other things in place so that if one thing doesn't work out, you still have other things that are going for you. So that's why I believe in having multiple streams of income.
Absolutely. I'm a proponent of multiple streams of income. And the most important part of building wealth is also educating yourself on money, on how money moves, on how you can make it work for you. There's different ways that you can educate yourself on money, if that's reading books, taking courses, watching videos like this one. Ruth has a ton of videos on how you can build your wealth and save money. And then also talking to a financial coach. If you need that one-on-one conversation with someone, reaching out to a financial coach can help guide you through your financial journey into building wealth.
Awesome. And speaking of course, don't you have a course, Annette?
Yes, I do have a course. It's called Building Wealth. And in that course, you'll be able to define what wealth means to you, how to calculate your net worth, and there's a budget template as well. So there's the 2 templates in there that are lifelong resources that you can take with you and use throughout your life and on your way to building wealth.
Awesome. That sounds great. Please go ahead and support Annette. Her information is going to be in the description box. So go ahead and check out what she has for you. If you've come this far in the video and you haven't liked the video, please go ahead and like the video and share it. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you, Annette, for being here. I really enjoyed this talk today. And to my viewers, if you've come this far in the video and have not liked this video yet, please go ahead and like it, share it, and remember, change your mind, change your pocketbook.